Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing really well. I want to speak today about a very important concept for the twin flame journey, especially for the divine feminines. And this concept basically needs me to, first of all, speak a little bit about how the feminine and the masculine energies operate in themselves. So, how this works is that there is a fundamental difference between the two energies. We know that the feminine energy is all about receiving, she's nurturing, she's kind. She is an energy which has an inner knowing, which immediately recognizes things. She is an energy which feels, and hence, she has that immediate recognition. But a masculine energy tends to be an energy which is, action oriented, it's planning orientated, so, when both of these energies work in this way, you have to understand that as a feminine energy, what is your power? And can you align with your feminine power on this journey? And yes, it is very important for you to balance both energies within you because, after all, you are a complete being in yourself. You have to have the balance of, your lower three chakras and your upper three chakras, and of course, your heart chakra. You have to be in a state of like also not just feeling things but also be very logically sharp, not just being in your own inwardly moving energy but also okay with expansion, right? uh, but with regards to the relationship that you hold with your twin, you are going to be a feminine energy and they are going to be a masculine energy. If you want to, you can visualize that you are a complete yin yang symbol within yourself as an individual life, and so is your twin flame. But when you come together, your yin yang sort of sits inside the yin aspect of the collective yin yang energy field that you have with your twin, and your twin's yin yang sits in the yang aspect of the collective yin yang symbolism. So I will share an image. I came across this in a beautiful movie, and I will definitely share it with you all. So essentially, when you are operating in this way, you have to understand that as a feminine energy, you want to attract this love in your life, the love of your twin flame. You want to manifest it in the physical, and this is why, you're even listening to this right now, or you have been working on yourself for your twin flame journey. In essence, the truth is that you do want to unite with your twin flame. So, what are some of the feminine energy tools that you can deploy to do this? And this is in addition to the other inner work that you have to do, which is about healing your trauma, it's about activating your chakras, it's about releasing everything from the past, it's about coming into your full power, coming into the true self of who you are, releasing those layers and layers of conditioning, that people pleasing, coming into immense self love. So, on top of that, the two feminine energy tools that are operational for you to operate in your collective, yin yang energy with your twin flame. So, the first such tool is the energy of surrender. Surrender again is a very feminine trait. Now, Osho has spoken of this. I do not know if that recording is available in English, but in Hindi he did, speak of this, about how it's actually a feminine trait to surrender. It's not a masculine trait to surrender. So, in your feminine energy, when you hear surrender, surrender, let go, and you're thinking, what does that even mean? It basically means that you have so much faith in you that now you release the entire journey, the control of the journey, the reins of the journey to the divine power or just to the flow of events of life, and you're no longer concerned about it. Now, if you need help with surrendering, I have created a meditation for surrender and I will be uploading it very soon, and do definitely check it out. So, that is a powerful meditation that will help you in surrendering and letting go of the control of the journey, of trying to make events happen in this journey. This is your feminine power. That for so many years, perhaps all of your life, you were trying to make things happen, you were controlling everything. Remember that this aspect of you that was trying to do everything was your egoic aspect, and that is not the aspect which is your true self. So, this is why surrender plays a very, very important role in the journey. And you have to really just let go and go with the flow of events, just having a sort of a trust or a faith that things will come to be. Whatever is for my highest good will happen to me. All right. So, And along with this surrender, you surrender and you continue to do, the work on yourself in terms of releasing those layers of conditioning, and definitely working through your trauma, and working through, your energy centers, which store a lot of blockages. To release those blockages is very, very important on this journey. The more you release the blockages, the more surrendering becomes important, and it becomes easier. The second aspect, which is a feminine energy tool that you have to use on your twin flame journey for your balanced shared energy with your twin flame, is an openness of your heart. Now, this is so crucial. If you actually see divine feminines who have been in union for years and years, and there are many that you would be seeing, or perhaps not many, I'm not sure, what your YouTube or internet exposure has been like, for this journey. But if you actually see it, they are very, 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 very open and loving. It's almost like a divine mother. So whatever, you relate to, if it comes to any divine mother form, if you relate to the Indian goddesses, Devis, if you relate to Mother Mary, from Christianity, or you relate to just the Mother Earth, if nothing else, you understand just the earth by itself is in a beautiful energy of surrender, and it's in a beautiful energy of openness. It has a place for everyone. It has a place for an ant. It has a place for you. It even has a place for, somebody who is not conventionally in a certain way, and it also has a place for somebody who is very conventionally in a certain way. It has place for good, bad, ugly. It has place for the great, and it has place for, the puny. So understand that this is the openness. The openness essentially just means that you're open to everything that is, and you do not close yourself off to one thing and you open yourself up to the other thing. All right. So this kind of a state of openness of your heart is incredibly important, because again, go back to the yin yang and how it works. Essentially, you are the yin in the shared field with your twin flame. So your attractiveness lies in your openness, and your twin flame is the yang. His attractiveness lies in his action orientation, in his quality to, push through anything, in his, even if you look at it even in terms of, physical sexuality, this is just how it works simply between a male and a female body. And of course, we know that this is a dance of energy, so we are not restricting ourselves to certain body types or anything, but just for simplification of example, you understand that the role, is different for the female and the male body in terms of sexual intimacy, when you visualize that, when you think of that. So you understand that the role of the masculine energy is in a role of taking action. It's in a role of, being able to push through something. But that pushing through, or, that penetration, so to speak, and do not just take it literally, but I mean it even in figurative terms, is only possible when there is an openness, right? So as a feminine, divine feminine energy, how open is your heart to everything and everyone around you? Have you forgiven? Have you forgiven your parents? Have you forgiven everyone who wronged you? Have you let go of the past people in your life? Have you moved past them? Do you forgive, and do you, just move on, like, from the past hurts? Have you been able to let go? Are you open and inclusive towards everyone, even people who are not necessarily very good, or who are low vibrational people, very clearly so, or they're still stuck in their 3D matrix, and they're still very quick to react, or they're positive or negative, or, they just have this mixed up energy with them, are you open to even those people who are not necessarily vibrationally at your level, or intellectually or mentally or emotionally, or in any which way that you think, is important, that they're not at a good level or at a high level, or, they can still be people who are obsessing over small things, or very reactive, or very petty, and all of that. Are you open to even them? And this does not mean that you don't hold your boundaries. In fact, the more you love yourself, and the more, your heart opens, you understand what loving boundaries are about. You understand because, first of all, you have loved yourself, and you've understood that it's important that, you place your own innate sense of what is making you feel good and bad above pretty much everything else, because that is your intuitive guidance system. You're listening to your intuition and you're understanding what is, for my benefit and what is not for my benefit. So when you start to see it and when you start to understand it, and this is why, the activation of all chakras is important, because your third eye is very important in creating this discretionary sense here as well. When you have the discretionary sense along with an openness, you will be able to understand what is low vibrational and what is not low vibrational. All right, and you will be able to distinguish between the two like this. You will be able to keep an open heart, hold people in loving forgiveness, and yet at the same time, you will be able to create, an inclusion in your system, and at the same time, have that loving boundary that is, you're not like a doormat where people walk all over you. And this is why this openness is not something you have to be afraid of. Like I said, all your chakras are also activated by this time, by the time your heart really opens. So this is why your solar plexus is open, your sacral is open. When your solar plexus is open, you're pretty much in your power. When your third eye is open, you can pretty much see through everything. So, there is no risk that you have of being cheated or of being walked, or walked all over upon and all of that. Those are the fears that you have transcended, all right? So this is, that journey that you are undertaking for your twin flame journey. And this is why it's very important and crucial that you work on these two aspects of your feminine energy tools: the art of surrender, the art of letting go, the art of trusting, and the art of an openness of your heart. So always when you're trying to assess how close you are to union, understand how much have you surrendered. Are you still controlling? Are you still trying to think what is happening to your divine masculine and when will it happen? Are you still fixated on 3D timelines? Then more surrender has to, happen for you. And if you still have some grudges in your heart, or you're still rejecting certain things, and you're just like maybe judging other people, that is something you have to let go of. You have to understand where people come from, the place that they come from. Even if they come from a place of desperation, insecurity, or negativity, or whatever, you just have to be able to see it, and you just have to understand it, offer them that understanding that, okay, this is the best that they can do at the moment, so it's all right. But your openness doesn't exclude anything or anyone based on any kind of a factor or characteristic, And this is where, you have become your divine feminine self. This is where also your energies are very, very wonderfully balanced. This is the dichotomy of the journey. You think that you have both energies. Yes, you do have both energies. But remember that with regards to your twin flame, you are in the divine feminine energy. If prominently that has been, your dominant energy. So in that connection, if you're listening to this, most likely you are in the divine feminine energy. And these are the two important aspects of the divine feminine energy that have also been spiritually spoken of since ancient times, that the openness and the surrender aspect, all right, and has been spoken of by many spiritually enlightened beings as well. So do tap into this today, assess and see where all you need to work on yourself. How can you open yourself up more? Work on all of your chakras. I will be sharing some meditational videos on chakras and how you can open them. And in the future, I am looking to speak more and more about the various chakras and what functions they have and all of that. But that is, something which will happen in probably the near future. So I hope this was helpful. And if you want to book a one-on-one session with me to have some guidance with regards to your twin flame journey, with regards to where you're at, with regards to the inner healing specific to you that you need to do based on the wounds that you're carrying, some kind of areas in your life where you're not able to look at the healing that is required for you, then do write to me in the email address shown on the screen, imacompletelife@gmail.com. I'll be very happy to assist you and help you. And I'll see you in the next podcast video. Have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.